What's up, you guys? Welcome or welcome back if you're coming from part 1 of 2 of my wig making videos. So in this video I will be showing you how I put on my wigs, how I tweeze my part, my closure, how I make it lay flat, also how I curl and style my hair. If you just stumbled across this video and you haven't watched part 1, there is a part 1 to this where I basically show you from start to finish how I make my wigs. In this video it's just styling and all of that stuff. I'm also going to be talking more about the hair itself in this video, about the company, how I like the hair, all of those kinds of things. So let's go ahead and get on to it because I know I'm going to be talking a lot throughout the video. Alright you guys, so you can see right here I'm starting with 2 French braids. I honestly do not know how to braid my hair in like those small tight cornrows, so I just do 2 French braids. It's just easier for me. It doesn't lay as flat with 2 French braids. If you can, I would suggest going to get your hair braided or something like that if you don't know how to braid it yourself. So you can see here I didn't cut off the dome cap from the closure, so I'm doing that on camera for you guys. Make sure you don't get any of the thread because then all the work that you did from the beginning is gonna go to waste. So as you can see here, you can see the lace now. And then of course you have to cut off the lace that is on the front of the closure as well, because you don't want to walk around with lace on your forehead. So then I'm using this cap. I didn't have another cap. I usually like using like the beige ones, but like I said, I didn't have any other one. I just had this one. All I do is I put the cap on and figure out a way to make my braids lay as flat as possible. I'm honestly not very neat when it comes to my hair underneath my wig. I just don't have that much patience, but yeah, just gonna try to figure out how to fix my hair underneath this net. Then we can go ahead and apply the wig onto our head. When we first put it on, it's going to look a little bit off because we haven't done any plucking, we haven't done anything to the wig yet. So that is what this video is for. You guys are going to see me basically kind of transform the wig. The wig fits me pretty nice and snug, so I do not have to add any clips or anything. All I do is kind of fix it and move it a little bit more towards my hairline. That way I don't have too much leave out. I actually don't really even have any leave out in the front. I just take out my baby hairs, as you can see right here. I use a comb just to brush out the little baby hairs that I do have. I do not pull any of my hair out to try to make it look like I have baby hairs. I just use the little that I have. Once I finish doing that, I go ahead and use that same comb to make a middle part. I find it a lot easier to do middle parts. I don't know what it is. I mean, it's easier to do a middle part, but it's kind of harder in the sense that I feel like it's harder to blend and make it look a little bit more natural, but that's okay. So what I do is split the hair in the middle part and then I wet the top to try to lay it down a little bit more. I honestly wish I would have wet the entire wig and then just let it dry. I felt like it would have laid a lot more flat that way. I'm not completely perfect at making these wigs, you guys. I'm still also learning as I go, but we're just gonna work with what we have. So all I do is I pluck part of the closure. I pluck the hair that's closest to the part, but I don't pluck too much. I also pluck a little bit more towards the front of the closure. This again is just going to make everything lay a little bit more flat. The closure is a little bit bulky on the top. It wasn't like this before wetting it and before splitting the part. But when you're first kind of playing with hair when making a wig, it is a little bit stubborn, so you kind of have to work with it. I went ahead and jumped into curling the hair and styling it after plucking, and then I'm going to mess with the hair a little bit more later on after I finish curling. So I'm using this curling iron from Conair. I think it's like a 1 inch or something like that, but you can use any curling iron depending on what kind of curl you want. I wanted to do very loose curls with this hair. I love doing loose curls in general, so that's what I'm going to be doing. So a little bit more about the hair. So I mentioned in the first video that this hair is from Unice Hair. I actually have this hair from their AliExpress store. They have an AliExpress store and then they have like a regular website. And the one that I'm wearing here is from AliExpress, and their hair is so bomb, you guys. I honestly think it's some of the best hair that I've ever tried from AliExpress. It's so soft. It also doesn't tangle and also doesn't shed, which is amazing. So I'm using 4 22-inch bundles. I actually only ended up using 3 for this wig. So I did 3 22-inch bundles and a 20-inch closure, and I used a free part closure. And the closure, I didn't bleach it. The texture of this hair is also really nice. I'm going to show you guys like a side-by-side comparison of when I curl it and the natural texture. This hair is just really pretty. I was watching a few other reviews as well the other day on their hair, and they have a lot of great reviews. The customer service is also really nice. They reply fairly quickly. So yeah, all in all, I like the hair. I'm gonna have links and everything down below for you in the description box, as well as their Instagram, so you can check out their Instagram. I also posted a few pictures on my Instagram. I think a few or one picture using this hair, so you guys can see how it looks once it's like styled and everything. It's really nice hair, you guys, honestly. I know sometimes when people do sponsored videos, people like don't believe the review for some reason, but honestly, this hair is amazing. You can watch other people review Unice Hair and you'll see that a lot of the reviews are very positive and they have great feedback. So you can see the hair here. After I've done the curls, it looks really nice and bouncy. So now I'm going to go ahead and skip to fixing the top again. So I finger comb it backwards to make sure that there aren't any tracks showing and to kind of flatten it a little bit. And then I use some hairspray on top just to make sure that there aren't any crazy flyaways or anything like that. This hair and this closure didn't really have flyaways to begin with, but I always do this just to make sure. And then I use my curling iron and I run that on top of it just to flatten out the hair once again. Now that I have the wig curled and I have an idea of how it's going to look once it's almost done, I'm going to do a little bit more plucking towards the front of my hairline. My hair isn't naturally thick towards the front, so I want to kind of mimic that with this wig. Then I use my Pantene sculpting wax and I use a toothbrush to lay my baby hairs. I only have a little bit of baby hairs, but what I do have, I use this. And you can see that when I do my baby hairs, I kind of play with them a little bit. I pull out some more hair, see if I like it. If I don't, I kind of put the hair back and I just play with my baby hairs a lot. Then I'm using this Ruby Kisses concealer that I used a while ago in a video and I absolutely loved it. So I'm using this one, and this shade is very similar to my skin tone, which is why I'm using it for my closure. And I don't go in with a lot of concealer, you guys, because my natural hairline or scalp situation is not very light. Like, you can't see my part a lot when I have my natural hair in the middle part, so I'm mimicking that with my wig. And then I took some black eyeshadow. You can use any black eyeshadow, and I kind of filled in my hairline a little bit to make the wig blend a little bit more. And that is basically how I style my wigs. And if you missed part 1, definitely make sure to check it out. I show you how I made the wig from start to finish. Looking back at this video, I could have laid the closure a little bit more, but I was still kind of playing with it. But I will be wearing this hair in other videos, so you will definitely get to see how it looks once I play with it a little bit more. So I hope you guys enjoyed this video, and I hope it was super helpful. All details will be down below. Make sure to check out Unice Hair. Thank you guys so much for watching. I love you all, and I will see you on my next video.